Okay, so why do we need a national accounting system? And the answer is very simple, and which is that if economic policy claims that it can steer the economy through troubled waters in its entirety, well then, first of all, we also need to be able to measure the economy in its entirety. And that is actually only something that we introduced systematically beginning in the 1930s. And before that, we didn't have any systematic approach to the calculation of GDP. And one of the reasons had to do with the fact that after the Great Depression, which started with the stock market crash in 1929 in the US, the father of modern economics, John Maynard Keynes, shortly after came along with the publication of a very important book, which is simply known as the General Theory, but it has a much longer name, like the General Theory of Money, Employment, and I don't know, other things. But so basically, John Maynard Keynes introduced a theory that showed that the government will have to play an important role in order to maneuver an economy out of a recession. But if you have a theory that says, well, I have a theory that helps you to overcome an economic downturn, well, then we first of all, of course, need to be able to measure the economy in its entirety. And measuring the output of an economy as a whole is essentially necessary in order to identify aggregate concepts such as business cycles, but also unemployment or output gaps, or also inflation. And yeah, we'll talk about these a little bit more, or at least some of these in the next couple of videos. But in the next one, we'll just briefly talk about first, quickly, the business cycle.